you'll see it there, either taking out or putting in or whatever. It's that simple. It will be there, and you can rerun it. At that point, you're safe to run it. The problem is if all I had done was updated the data after I did the organize replace, all I had to do was hit the refresh arrows right here. If I hit the refresh arrows after doing that organize replace, and all it was an update of the data itself, no problem at all. But as the gentleman from the one company up in Phoenix was telling me, he said they were always changing the structure. And every time they did that and hit the refresh arrows, it broke the report. So to get around it, all I had to do was make sure that I went back to the query panel, as I did, for the Excel file that's been changed, and hit the edit settings. And when it comes up here and you close it back out, you'll see instantly either stuff added in or stuff taken out, and it works 100% of the time. Be conscious of timing for that particular part of it. So, and now the Excel file has been updated along the way. All right. Again, wherever you place it makes a difference, whether it's going to be shared with others or not. So let me go back to my, I want to go back out here again, the file, because I usually get that one to run for you, and I'm disappointed it acted up on me today. XLS X is that one. Yeah, that wasn't the one. So
you had it in the C drive.
Had it on the C drive, yeah, and that was one I had used earlier, but yeah, it wasn't in that one here. Yeah. Well, we're able to at least saw the format area you're going to get, and the only difference is when I hit the edit settings and it came back, it would pop up with the change reflected. So yeah, I just did this one the other day with it, but managing, making sure I don't screw it all up, as you saw right here. Yeah, Azure Net XLS. Nope, that wasn't the one. So, but nevertheless. So that's the proper way to import. You import the Excel file or you do an organize replace. That's the standard process that you deal with the Excel files, one at a time. You don't want to do it inside here and edit it. I've seen that break the report up here. That's not a cool one to do for that one. You do a new local document when you import. You do an organize replace when you're replacing. Then go back into the physical document at that point, and then you can open it up. The safest thing is you're not going to remember which case was it. Was it a data update or was it an update that included physical structural changes? Do you want to take that risk? I don't. So I'd rather just go do the edit query, go back to the query for each Excel file that you've imported or done the organize replace, and you'll pick it right up automatically right out of the gate. So it's a nice feature for that. The other things I touched on very briefly with the Excel files, making sure the files are just, like I said, data silos, title data, title data, title data, all the way across for that. The other uses of Excel files I touched on them briefly earlier, and I wanted to make sure we come back to that just for a couple minutes. In the old days, when we have incompatible objects on a merge, let's assume you have a situation where you're merging year, quarter, and month across 2 or 3 different queries. And the year, quarter are compatible, the months are different, 1 through 12, Jan, Feb, Mar. I always say, look at the universe designer and ask them what were they thinking at the time when they'd done that. And then we needed to be able to fix that. Well, you can't fix it in the universe necessarily. There are ways to do it, but it creates a lot of problems if you just change it and break all the reports. So prior to 4.2, we had an option where we could create an Excel file with 2 or more columns. And the one that I always did in our training classes, I did month 1 through 12, month Jan through December on the second one. Bring that in as query number 1. Query number 2, you merge to the left side. Query number 3, you merge to the right side. It serves as a perfect bridge. You've got to include that with those 2 columns in there. And now it works 100%, gets you right around the issue. 4.2 comes along, 4.2 SP3 says, tell you what I'll do, I'll let you merge on a local variable. So you don't need an Excel file to do that anymore. Redefine your variable as an if then else, mapping it properly, and the month number can now become a month name, Jan, Feb, Mar, and I can merge on the local variables. But prior to that, Excel file is one of our major tickets out, a way to get around using it as well. The other one that I touched on was using Excel files for filters. So if I wanted to create a list of 250 customer IDs, bring that in first. Second query for my primary universe, and down in the old query filter section, we have that little feature where the results of another query, and it takes care of the problem for you as well. All right. So it provides a really nice option for you for getting other data in and using it in a variety of different ways for forecasts and stuff like that. So, all right. Questions? Situations you run into? XLSX, make sure they're XLSX files. That's recommended. I've had it work the other way, but my original was an XLSX, and that's when I brought the other one in that it decided to act up on it a little bit. But basically, the handout is very good and very detailed for that as well. Right. So, provides a good one there. All right, questions? Coming up, we got a couple more minutes. Yes?
We're having trouble with performance. When we, for a typical report, we may have 7 files, 7 Excel files.
Yeah.
And we're waiting a minute or two for the files to be loaded. Are there any tips to improving that performance?
Where are the Excel files being stored when you're, that you're pointing to?
They're in
You import them in, but from where? Where's the source that they're being fed from, I'm wondering? I don't know that that would be the issue for it, but that would be one thing I'd look at.
the data's in the Excel file. The Excel file is imported into
Yeah, but where does the physical source file sit? The original one that you imported?
Is it on a server?
it's on a server.
Yeah, that would probably, yeah, that could quite possibly.
Is it still connected to that?
Well, it's brought it inside of the document at that point, so it really wouldn't necessarily affect it there, but I would look at that as a potential bottleneck for that. I've not had any issues with it slowing down, even with 7 or 8. The Fifth Third Bank people have 12, 14, 16. They've never really had any performance. I would try to look at that. How big are the Excel files?
Are you saying that, not very large,
Not very, so that
are
can't
you
be
saying
it.
that when you bring the Excel file into business objects folder, it's just a link to
No,
the
it's going to be
original file?
stored. Remember, when you build a document in Webi, it stores a query, it stores a microcube of data for each
Right.
query, a microcube of data. So it physically stores it inside. How do we know that that's true? Because how can you open up a document a week later that you opened up earlier if the data wasn't already stored inside the cube? It's going to treat the Excel file the same way, all right? So if it's just in general it's having a problem, or when you try to update it. So when you're updating is what I'm thinking is where you might have a problem.
When you run the query,
When you're refreshing it, so it's going back out, but yeah.
it wouldn't be going back to the server because the Excel spreadsheet
It's stored
has
inside.
been imported.
There, I don't know. That's a good question. Roxanne, what do you think? The question, he said the Excel files are running a little sluggish for him, he said, but it's when they're updating them, not just using them. I wonder if it's server maybe, going back? Get someone else's input as well.
No, I'm refreshing the Webi, not updating the Excel file.
Right. But it's still got well, still gonna have to read it, but I don't
How
know.
large is the Excel file?
They're small, he said.
Not very large.
Yeah, and it really shouldn't. I haven't seen them sludging before. What version?
Okay.
What version are you running?
4.2 support pack 5.
Well, you should be okay.
Yeah, you should be
Yeah.
fine.
Catch me after the session today. Let's talk a little bit. I got a couple ideas of stuff I could check out and try.
This is the first time we've done it, so
Yeah.
maybe our Excel file's not set up correctly, so.
No, by virtue of bringing it in, it's going to have to be title data all the way across. There's no other stuff in it. So it really shouldn't affect it that way. From a data perspective, you'd see the funny looking values depending upon how they're mapped. But let's talk afterwards. I don't want to
Sure.
look at that. It's something weird. I mean, my Fifth Third people, 12, 15, 16, 18 spreadsheets. They bring 18 Excel files into one, and when they refresh, it's pretty good and whatever. Let's talk about it, see what's going on. See if we can discover. I always like bouncing around other people that work with it like me, and Roxanne's pretty sharp with this stuff too. So we'll take a look at it. We'll see what's there for that. So you have a nice little handout on that. I'm getting close to my 2:20 time period, so I'll make sure I get the handout. Just got to drop me a card or drop me a note with your email address and name, and I'll make sure I send out the Excelling It file for that as well, and I think you'll find it useful. It's one about 25 or 30 of these specialized best practice guides we developed that we built around a lot of different topics to help you out. We have like 5 or 6 calculation handouts, multiple data providers, do's and don'ts, and how to manage multiple data providers. If I could have brought in another query, we could have talked a little bit on that as well. So Excel files, great to work with there, and hopefully you'll have some success with them and make sure you update them correctly. Run into an issue, I get probably the 2 most common questions I get from customers all across the U.S. It's all in the area of multiple data providers, but how can I bring an Excel file and how do I update an Excel file? Because it's one of the many sources that they're using along with queries from Universes. So take a little poll. Many of you have reports, I'm sure you all do out there. What's one of your documents that has the most amount of queries in it? I just always like to poll when I teach or present to a group. 20, 5, 10, 15, anybody got a single document with 20 queries, 25 queries? 30?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Got a customer up in Pittsburgh that's got a Webi document with 70 queries. 70 queries, it's huge. refreshes, and they schedule 29 minutes. Most of the data is coming from DB2 tables with billions of rows. Pretty darn good. A lesson there, and a lot of it, they have Excel and a mixture of everything else coming in there. It's so big that every time they try to add another query, it creates a problem. So they're downsizing it, whatever. But my only point is Webi can handle simple Excel files all the way up to databases with billions of rows of data, and it can support 70 queries. That's big. It's a lot. I wouldn't do that, but it works great. So, all right. So later on when we wrap up this afternoon, I will be around for questions. I'll talk with you, and we'll see if we can find something out for you. Strange, but who knows? Some odd little thing, you never know. So, all right. Thank you.